Welcome to the Everyday Awesome Project, where we bring you inspirational stories and game changing strategies to live your most awesome life. Hey, superstars, welcome back. Paula here.
And Sam Pruitt. What's up, beautiful humans?
Today, Samantha, creating creativity and magic.
I'm about the magic.
Yes, yes. I love your story as we were talking about this idea. You're like, it's all about the dust.
Yeah, pixie dust. When we were talking about it, I was thinking, when you think about the word magic, some people are just thinking that's kind of weird woo-woo
Yeah,
things, and
witches
we're
and
going to be
cauldrons.
well, I could get one of those hats on or a magic wand or something. But when we say creating creativity and magic, what does that mean to you? And I'll tell you what it means to me.
Well, I'll give you a little backstory, a little reference. So, if you've listened to any of our recent episodes, so I've been in a new course series around communication, and thanks to Landmark Education, really enjoying those and learning how much of life is created in conversations, in our communication.
Created.
Self-created, listening and speaking with people, right?
Mm.
And out of that, one of the last pieces of homework that I was really just steeped in and enjoying the last few days is the homework was like literally go out and create creativity and magic in your conversations with people. I read that and I was like, yeah, hello, right? So what that means to me is, and so like just practicing it for the last few days is like, first my mind was like, oh, I have to bring gifts and I have to, it's like,
Yeah.
I have, like try hard or something, or,
Mm.
um, um, yeah, like for some reason I felt like, oh, you got to be in a play, like perform or
Oh,
something.
interesting.
It's
Okay.
that's just where my mind started to go. And
Okay.
then as I was trying it out with my little group that I'm with, and they're like, well, how are you gonna, and I was like declaring, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play this so damn big. I'm like, I'm gonna like be a new person, creating creativity and magic in my life. And just as I said it, it was like I just felt like aliveness and awakening. And I like
Mm.
allowed myself to be playful and be
Ah.
expressed, right? And creativity, sometimes I think of it as like, I don't have that. Like, oh, other people have it because they can paint or they can draw or they can make music. And I don't do those things actively, right? Like maybe I
Oh, but
could.
you do a lot of creative things. But
A
yes,
lot of
okay.
other,
Got you.
yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'm not that, but I can still be creative and bring creativity is like, sometimes creativity is just clever ways of problem solving.
That's how I think of it. Like
Yeah, yeah,
creative, solution-oriented thinking.
yeah,
And especially when you're engaging in the communication of that.
yeah,
Like, hey, there's a thing going on. How
yeah.
can we
Mhm.
look at this differently? How can we resolve it? Or how can we move through it? Or how can we build this thing or whatever? Like that whole interplay
So
with other
good.
humans in conversation that is creative. It's a creative act
Right, right.
without
And
judgment and drama.
and what I hear when you said that at first, I was thinking of two scenarios. One is, let's say you're in breakdown, like stalemate, like you're log jammed with someone you care about or someone you're working with or something like that. And it's just like, it's like it lacks creativity. Like you haven't opened, like you're either being in stubborn, like righteousness, or I see it this way, why don't you see it this way, or you're wrong, or whatever, right? Or fixing, controlling, protecting, all these things. But I love what you said. Like, as you said that, I was like, creativity is you both agree to come to the conversation with your creative hats on.
Yeah,
Like, what else?
open-minded,
Minded.
open-minded. And when
Indeed.
you see a problem or a situation or something that needs to be resolved, even if it hasn't turned into a crisis or a problem yet,
Yeah,
can I be part of that
yeah,
process?
yeah.
Can I actively participate in that?
Mm,
Do I have
mm,
something to offer? Do I have
mm,
some magic I could
mm.
bring to the moment?
Dude, the mojo right there.
Mojo. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I love it. And I got the word curiosity as you were saying that. I was
Mm.
like, let's get curious. And then wonder shows up for me out of like creativity and wonder and um, not log jammed. Anything but log jammed is how that feels. And in that space, you sort of take the charge out of like our brains are locked in
Right
decisive.
and wrong and this and that
Yeah,
and rules and all the
yeah.
BS,
I love it. I love
you
it.
know?
And then what about magic? What else does magic in conversation?
I think about magic all the time because
Yeah.
I don't call it that. I don't even know what I call it. But I do feel like when you are out in the world and you're engaging with other humans, so last time I checked, most of us are doing that all the time, willingly or unwillingly or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Generally I'm pretty willing in that space. But however our life experience is set up, um, creating a space where anything is possible. So, like having a conversation, anything is possible. Anything could come out of this conversation. Sparks are flying. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's very subtle and muted, and other times it's ba-bam, right? Like it's not always ba-bam,
Right.
but like being able to hold the space for it and being open to it and seeing the person, listening to the person, connecting to the person, and then exploring each other's thoughts and ideas. In a way, the magic comes out of wherever the conversation goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like
That's
like I'm getting like touched and inspired. Like you're
wow.
touched, and it could, and magic could be just a real tender moment. Like
Mhm,
it could be two people meeting at a wavelength,
mhm,
admiring a piece of beauty, or
mhm,
acknowledging each other, or it could be radically alive. It could be like, that was fucking magic, and like something explosive happened between you two. It could be at all dimensions. It's between you two or in the space of a group, too. You can create magic that way as well. It's
I
I
think,
the
a piece of
unexpected.
magic that happens between people all the time, if they let it, is finding something in common.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
if you're willing to engage in a conversation and be open and share whatever, right, you'll find these little streams of connectivity between you
Mm.
and the other person. And that's
Mm.
pretty magical, like you
Yeah.
don't, they could be a perfect stranger.
Yeah.
I've been having that a lot lately with engagements with strangers, either at events or in REI or out at the coffee shop or whatever, right? In gym, where you're just like, hey, whatever. And the next thing you know, you're in this full on combo and you have like, oh, we have this in common. Oh, with that, what? And then it starts
Mhm.
building momentum, like the
Mm.
sparks or the pixie dust just starts like whoosh, whoosh, flying around. To me,
Yeah.
that feels magical. It's connection.
Exactly. It's like, don't you're going into a place and it's unexpected, like a little bit of
Unexpected.
surprise. The unexpected, the surprising, positively surprising, not negatively surprised, but like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I didn't see that coming, right? That's
Yeah.
magic. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so why I think this is an important topic, or I love this homework, and I wanted to bring it into our topic today, is because our default as human beings, we have a brain that is scanning for what's wrong, and what to be
Survival.
afraid of is survival,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
And it creates a state, if we let it, of surviving
Yeah.
instead of creating,
Yeah.
instead of thriving.
Retraction,
Hmm. Just kind
Mhm.
of like numb or settled or just barely a heartbeat, right?
Well, I think that's what happens out of the surviving mode. People go into this repetitive life experience and zombie-like
Mm.
out of like a protective, mechanism, if you will. Like I'm going to just go to the same place every day and eat the same food and repeat the same cycle of whatever their activities are, just out of a sense of like protection
Comfort.
and
Yeah.
safety and comfort. Hmm.
Yeah. This is what I know because the brain loves what's known. It
Yeah.
literally is wired to keep you from doing anything that it doesn't already know. Like what you learned up to the age of around 8 or 10, the brain likes all those things. It knows them. It's categorized them. They're safe. They're known. It knows what it's going to happen if you engage in them or go to those places or talk to those people. Anything outside of those things that it knows, it's like, nope, 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 right? And so we sometimes take little baby steps that like, oh, maybe I'll try that coffee shop that's, 2 blocks away instead of the one I always go to, right? Or maybe I'll do the 4 o'clock workout instead of the 5 o'clock workout. Sometimes we make those little micro changes and yay
Mhm.
us, right?
Look at us making leaps and bounds.
Yeah, but really, so just know the default brain is scanning for survival.
Hmm.
And what you talk about is so brilliant. It's like those when our life looks like repetitive conversations with the people in our life, especially the ones we love the most. It's like, hi, how was your day? Great. Or your kids, right? Like, how was your day? Fine. How was school day? Oh, it's good. Or fine, right? Or did you talk to anybody? Yep. No. or did you eat? What'd you eat? Just like I call it the
You know
weather.
what's hilarious about that piece, that like repetitive conversation with people in your circles? You think you know that person because you talk to them every day. And by the way, you talk to them every day and you ask them the same damn questions, but
Mm.
also there's no actual, that's such a superficial connection.
Not connecting. Yeah.
And that's not knowing somebody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not exploring what's possible for your relationship with them and your connection to them. And it sure the hell isn't you expressing
Mm.
yourself either. What?
I
What'd
can
you
tell
have
you.
for lunch? What are we having for dinner? What in the hell is that?
Like, do you really care about those things? I mean,
Exactly. Is
like,
that what your day was?
yeah, you want to know if they're okay, like you're
Yeah.
digging for, did anything, did you go out in the world and discover anything that we should know about?
What
Like,
was the cool shit? We want to know
yeah.
all the cool shit. You and I do this. We get on a call or even a Zoom and we unload all the cool shit. Hey,
Ah, yeah,
we're rolling.
yeah, exactly. Because it's like, I don't want your weather report. You're fine. Like, I know you're taking good care of yourself, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
I want to know you. I want to
Hmm.
know you. I want to know how you are and what you are and what you're up to and what's not where are your breakdowns and what are you learning about yourself and the world and all that stuff, right? And there's
Yeah.
just, there's people in my life, like I'm just in practicing this for, let's say I think I'm on day 5 or something. Like it's becoming intolerable to have weather reports with people. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation, like my mom and I have a very long history, my whole life, right? Kind of
Just
have
a few
practiced, we've
years.
practiced that weather report a lot. And I can remember before this or in between the two classes, it was about 2 weeks in between, having a conversation with her. And she was giving me the weather report, like a long one, like the whole day's weather report. First it was this, and then it was this, and it was this. And I was bored,
Mhm.
I was like, not sorry, don't care, but like,
Mhm.
that's not what I care about.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
not that's not what I care about. Like
Superficial.
your daily log,
Hmm. Hmm.
report that to, your computer or something. But like, tell me what mattered. Tell me
Hmm.
what was special or what you discovered or what you're something like that. And so I had another call yesterday with someone who I'm wondering as I continue on this course of like practicing creating creativity and magic in my conversations where this will lead because I felt I had a call with a friend that I don't talk to very often, and she's a, colleague, we've never lived in the same town, hung out and done a lot of things together, but we know each other professionally and a little bit personally. And I just was having a little trouble getting past her weather. Like I felt like I was trying to discover her a little bit, but there was a little bit of a jacket over it. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not sure I want to tell you those things, and the answers were kind of like, yeah, I'm fine. And you could just tell it was like, that's all I want to tell you for right now. Okay.
Hopefully that's just where she was at that moment and that's not her everyday existence.
Yeah, I think
Right.
she might take that with her a lot as a protection mechanism. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so
And a lot of us do. I mean,
yeah,
that's a
it's
real
a bit of
thing.
the default. It's a bit of
Mhm.
the default to protect and justify and defend, control you so you don't get to know all my mess inside.
Weaknesses. People
Yeah,
see it as a weakness,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
nuts.
So creating that safe space. So just know
Yeah.
what our default is.
Hmm.
But then when you get to the point, like I said, I'm to the point where these weather reports, these little daily logs are just not satisfying, right? And we don't have
Mm,
to settle for that. And that's what's beautiful
exactly.
about this. Like the amount of people in my class, they were sharing, a lot of people had kids and they would have that weather report check in with their kids at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
over and some of them were like, my kids don't talk to me. And it's like, and one lady realized, she's like, oh, I didn't make it safe for my kids to tell me anything. Like I had rules and like hidden agenda that she discovered during the course. She's like, oh my God, my kids aren't safe to talk to me, And
Mm,
so during the course, she created some new agreements with them. She's like, you know what? I realized I was doing this and that's not fair to you. And I really want to know how you're doing. She came back on the last night. She's like, oh my God, my kids will not stop talking to me. She's like, gonna like unleash them, which is
yeah.
beautiful. She's like, I love
Exactly.
it. I love it.
Exactly.
So what?
Because they want to be seen and heard, and she deserves that as well in that
Yeah,
relationship. It's a two-way
absolutely.
relationship.
And she just didn't know she was creating. Like she didn't realize how much of a role she had
Oh,
in.
dude, we've been programmed.
Yeah,
Many, many, many of us. I mean, our
yeah,
upbringings are ridiculous half the time. I mean, they really are.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
So
It's kind of
to
amazing. You and I can have conversations based on her. What?
well, you and I have done enough work on ourselves. So we're like, we want to relate to people. Like we
Yeah, we're
deeply
invested.
care. Yeah, we're invested. And so
Mhm.
what we're inviting everyone listening to this is like where you see those breakdowns in communication, they look repetitive, they look monotonous, you get bored in them, you're not really paying attention to them or whatever. If there's really love and affinity in that relationship, I mean, you might, you don't have to have, rambunctious love and affinity for every grocery store clerk, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be out at
Or you
that
can.
level, or
It's
you
fine if
can.
you want to.
Maybe you have the same one every week. Okay, fantastic, great. Or you go to the toll booth every morning. Okay, great. Have an amazing conversation with the toll booth person or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
totally.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, how
Mhm.
you see the people in your life and relating to them, like, declare for yourself, like, I want a different level of conversation. I want a different level of relating to these people. I want a
Mm.
different level of aliveness in my body and in my relationships. I want to create something that I haven't had before because I'm not going to settle for this.
Let's tell them how to do it. Let's give them examples of how to do
I have no idea. I don't
it.
know. Well, I love
Or at
some of
least,
yours. I mean, you are a walking pixie dust fairy in the world. So you walk around just creating magic and spice. And I mean, you're the roaring Leo lion when you walk into a room. Like, how do you do that? How does it happen?
yeah,
What
yeah.
is your philosophy? How do you see the
And it's
world?
not an everyday, well, maybe it is. I mean, it is kind of a general part of who I am in the world now
Yeah,
at
created.
age 55. So this isn't the forever, Samantha. Of course not. Yeah, but how I have decided to evolve myself in my own life, body, brain experience is to be that person that comes into
Mm.
the room. And I'm hoping that there's others like me. I don't
Yeah,
need to be the one who
yeah.
is like doing the thing all the time or the center of attention. I want to create a space where that magic can be shared
Hmm.
amongst others. So
Hmm.
sometimes I just notice I have to be the one to bring it,
Hmm. Hmm.
but then once you bring it and you start spreading that pixie dust, if you will, creating the space, creating the energy, starting to liven things up through connection, conversation, you will see a majority of the people will respond to that and
Yeah.
start to do the same thing back.
Oh, yeah. It's
And then the
contagious.
most horrible things you could be doing, like really fucking hard workouts and really extreme things, or
Mm,
even really hard business conversations or great stress
mm,
situations, whether they're personal or business or otherwise, and we play in all these spaces, can be transformed
yeah.
into a place of, okay, we're having a little bit of fun. It's funny. We're lightening this up. Now
Mm,
we can move through it together. It
mm,
creates a completely different experience when things
mm.
could be bloody awful.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it really does.
And I was getting out of you sharing with that, like I was picturing like you have, how there's a couple of renderings of this, but like let's say you're holding a fire, maybe it's a fireworks or a fire starter or something, and then you've got the fire, and then you light someone else's little fire, and you light someone else's fire, or their candle, or their whatever, like their bottle rocket goes off, and their thing, whatever, and
Hmm.
like you're the catalyst, right? Like you
You
have,
can be. We all can be.
yeah, you're modeling like being a catalyst for aliveness, being a catalyst for expression, being a catalyst for let's like experience something different. Let's get curious instead of dreadlock, like hard locked into conversations that don't go anywhere, right?
Yeah. Or assuming things.
Mm,
People are just so good at assuming based on how somebody looks or what their
mm,
title is or what they have said or what you have witnessed or whatever, even if you really barely know the person. Like there's these radical assumptions are
mm,
made left and right. These stories we tell ourselves all the time, right? And we're
mhm,
not even giving that person a chance. And
mhm,
we're not therefore giving ourselves a chance
mm,
for
mm,
that connection, for that
mm.
growth, for that conversation, for that experience.
One of the things that I started to think about as you said that is when we think about that default brain that we can go into, right? That sort of keeps us safe, keeps us protected. Don't be vulnerable. Don't look, don't stand out or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
putting your neck out, right? Like we think of like, well, what if I do it and it doesn't go over well? Like Samantha can do it, but I can't, right? Or people
Mhm.
will think I'm stupid or they'll whatever, and we let that keep us small.
Oh,
Right? And
so
so many
sad to me.
people are waiting for permission to play bigger. And if we give
Mhm.
ourselves permission to play bigger, and it doesn't always, like you said, it's not always mean, you don't walk into church and just are explosive, I mean, find
Why
this.
not?
But I'm saying like you don't want to like be so out of alignment or incongruent with the space. Like yours, yeah, like it's acceptable to like drill sergeant people in a CrossFit, right? Like I don't think people I don't think maybe walk into a church when people are all, oh, hi, whatever, like drill sergeanting them. But like
Well, not necessarily drill sergeant, but cheerleading
exactly. Yes, you
and
could be
high-fiving. I
exactly.
mean, and also
Yes.
just like living your life in color.
Yeah.
Okay, living your life in color with magic gives other people around you to, permission to live their life in color. So
It
sometimes it's
does.
just walking into the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you're not even saying a damn word,
Mm.
right? You're just coming into the space with the energy and putting that energy forth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people it will just bounce off of.
Yeah.
That shell is so hard right now. They're so close. It's
Yeah.
just gonna bounce off. But
Yeah.
a lot of people will
Mhm.
absorb it,
Yeah.
receive it,
Yeah.
feel it, and be like, I want some of that. And
Mm.
they'll come in closer. And
Hmm.
next thing you know, you have
Hmm.
engagement, right? You have receptivity.
And it's not going to live, don't expect it to live in your life. Expect to create it in your life, right? Like have a
Oh,
listening for it,
yeah.
right? Like one of my favorite proverbs is like, don't expect to find joy in your work, expect to bring joy to your work, right?
Hmm.
It's like, then it's always
Hmm.
there,
Hmm.
right? Or it's always there as much as you're creating it, right?
As
But if it's
much
like,
as you're creating it.
"Ah, these people have to make me feel better. I walk into this place to feel better. I expect, whatever. It's like, no, I don't think so. Right?
Yeah, nobody else is responsible for your damn mood or, I mean, seriously. And people do think, oh, these
Oh,
people are putting me in a bad mood. Or this put me, you hear those kind of things a lot.
make me feel
Or they're
bad.
really bringing me down.
Hmm.
I mean, if
No.
you're amongst the bad vibes,
Yeah.
exit the building.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a real thing. Walk yourself out of that door, but
Hmm.
also like go in and create something different.
Hmm. Hmm. And it's, how do you want to feel each day? If you're okay, I don't think we're going to let anybody listening to this to be okay with repetitive, boring, mundane conversations or that in your life, especially when those that you deeply care about, shake that shit up. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, right? Like you're here for more than dull, boring conversations. You're up to more. And so, um, and I do want to say, so one of the things that happened yesterday that I wanted to share about, we've done an episode. Our podcast is the Everyday Awesome Project, right? Because every day can be awesome. And it's not every moment is awesome. And so even in creating creativity and magic, there's going to be times where it's like, I got nothing. You know,
Totally.
yeah, you can have
Mhm.
breakdowns, right? This isn't
Or just
ever,
dark days, dark moments.
yeah, yep,
Mhm.
yep. I was liking it to like your app, like if you like, I have a sleep tracker or on on my Fitbit, right? And it tells me my average heart rate overnight, and it's like, oh, that's what my heart rate was over that night, and I can look at the average over a month or something like that, right? So, if we step back from your life, what is the average heartbeat that you have? What is the average aliveness that you're expressing and experiencing? And can you raise the temperature? Can you adjust the thermostat? Can you raise the frequency of the vibration that you're listening for, putting out? It's this dance with the universe. You put it out, it comes back. Yeah.
The couple things I want to say. One is when you're giving that example, do people understand how radically different the body and mind is when your body
Mm.
is 1 degree hotter or colder?
Tell us about that. Yeah, I don't.
1 degree of anything, 1% of anything, point, whatever, however you want to look at this, changes everything.
Wow.
Right? Because a lot of people don't think, what's the big deal? Like you're
Mm.
saying, raise the average.
Mm.
Raise the average over the course of a week and your month and your year of your life and your years of your life, the accumulative effect of that 1% better, 1% more joy, 1% happier, or
Mhm.
like Dan Harris's podcast, 10% happier, like whatever, like that's massive. The
Yes,
compound interest on that is insane. And then I have one more
absolutely.
thing I want to say that just was
Yes.
coming up when you were talking. because I go into spaces repeatedly, not every day and all the time or whatever, bringing magical vibes, positive connectivity, looking for engagement, relating to humans or whatever. On the days when I feel like shit and
Mm,
cannot
mm,
and am just absolutely not me, like something is not right. And sometimes it's a week and sometimes it's longer than that, right?
mhm,
I can go into those spaces that I invested in, my
mm,
gym, my coffee shop, my workspace, my friendships, my relationships, and they hold the space for me.
mm,
They
mm.
allow me to reconnect with that best part of me once
Yeah.
again because I have lit fires for them and Pixie dust, and now they're throwing it back. Now they're throwing it back. I might walk in there and be like, not feeling it, head down in the funk, and they're like, Sam, like cheers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. And I might be like, but enough time in that space, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I
That's who that's who I am.
that's
Yeah.
who I
Those are my people. That's my vibe. That's what I'm up to, right? And the same can work in negative. So, you know, use this, like we're saying, for your positive betterment, right?
am.
So
Hmm.
if sink down lower and you settle for more and you don't create aliveness, if you don't, play this game, your average just kind of naturally sinks because that default mind of yours will just get into super survival and like hyper survival. It's dangerous, right?
It's
And
dangerous.
it's not a good playground. So we don't even talk about that. So
I
we're
think we should give them some very specific things to do. And I had one just pop into my brain that I've been doing quite a bit lately since I've been spending more time with
do
this
it.
REI
Yeah.
team,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really a lot of strangers in that space and with the community and at events and whatever. I'm totally into high-fiving people.
Oh, dude.
I was never really a high fiver. I thought it
Oh,
was kind of dorky. And what I really didn't like with this whole fist bump, what is
uh,
this? Right, that evolved during the pandemic. Like
yeah,
we
yeah,
wouldn't shake people's hands because we're professionals, right? So we're used to
yeah,
like shaking hands, or we even
yeah,
hug people that we have connectivity to, right? If we
yeah,
really
yeah,
know them.
yeah.
But the high five thing, that's got some magic.
It
I
totally
mean,
does.
it's so bizarre to me, but I
Does.
find I'm doing it all the time now with perfect strangers.
I love it.
I mean, it's basically like, hey, what's up? Eye contact, how you doing? A little bit of connection, and then like, ba bam, give them
Yeah,
some love.
yeah.
People freaking love that because
Well,
all of a sudden there was also a physical
yeah,
connection
yeah.
to another human being. And it's
Hmm.
like that I'm saying with
Electricity.
this, yeah, exactly. Energetically, I'm saying to them energetically, I see you, I hear you, I feel you.
Feel me. Yeah, like here, feel this.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
damn, that's so good.
that's
Try it. Everybody has to try it. That's my homework assignment.
I love it.
Start high-fiving strangers.
Because that body, so I learned in hypnotherapy and in different work around that I've been in, um, the mental and physical embodiment physiology. I'm going to do it if you're watching us on video, you get this, but a picture I'm doing like over my head, like a V, a victory, like woohoo, right? Like the victory, like you see people like after they finish a race, right? Like
Mhm.
arms go up into the air, right? Like taking up space, like going to take off to
Mhm.
flight. That symbolizes, it's just a universal, like you look around the globe and it wasn't like, oh, it started in America and no, it's a human characteristic or whatever.
Oh,
Like yeah, they've studied it and that victory, right? And so high five is like part of it, right? Like it's energetic. And I think for me anyway, I see it a lot as a team. Like I'm on your team, we're on a team, like we're in this together, like
yeah,
woohoo. Right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's actually, it's funny, there's a woman that I study who talks about relationships and she talks about men and where they carry their energy and different things. And she says that men have like across, if you can imagine, like across the upper chest, like your clavicle, your shoulders and whatnot, they carry this weight of responsibility and stuff. And when they're succeeding, like all this energy starts to enliven and it gets so pumped up, it like comes out their arms, right? And so it either comes out negatively, like a fist pump, right? It's like
Mhm.
rah, rage or whatever, or it's a high five or a slap on the ass, or like they have so much
Don't do
energy.
that. That's politically incorrect.
Which
Yes.
one? Oh,
The
sorry.
puns.
Oh,
That's
yes,
okay.
yeah. I'm just saying like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. You're giving an
yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah. So, but like the picture is like it's so
It
much
manifests
energy.
in the physical.
Or the spiking the ball.
Yeah.
like they spike the ball, right? Like have to get that energy out of them, right?
Mm.
And so when we create that, like we are creating the energy of that. Just like, hey, like if you just have like you have in your mind now, like you can give yourself a sign, like how many high fives can I get before the end of the day? Like a playful one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
love that. I like
And I
that.
haven't met anybody. I mean, I've been doing this probably for a couple months now. I haven't met anybody that resisted it, that was like, gave me
Ugh.
that. And then the other day was a teammate, and I don't see them very often. So it was a way to like re-engage with them. And when I did it, I noticed that they were very kind of like soft and down. And so I actually grabbed the hand and
Mm,
held on to it.
mm, mm,
And their eyes just went boing. And they were
mm.
like, whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was this moment of like, hey,
Mm,
I see you. You good?
nice.
So it was
Yeah.
like that secondary. I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We doing this
Gotcha.
today, or are you going
Yeah.
home?
Yeah. Or we need to talk about something. Let's
Yeah,
talk. Let's connect,
exactly.
right?
So
I
it
love
can be a super simple thing like
it.
that, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
you've got an example from your own school of work and toolbox where you go out into the world with whoever,
Mm-hmm.
a one-on-one or whatever, where you're bringing a tool or an example, yeah, a tool basically that can be utilized for people who are not comfortable doing this generally, or they can't really
Mm.
relate to what we're saying. Like, what could be some small things they could do?
Well, I want people to discover it for themselves because what you and I, like what shows up for you and I is our unique self-expression. Those are ideas, those are ways that they could, but and it's unlimited, right? So I would say what I started noticing for myself, it was like a sense of energy in my body, So if I'm being aliveness, if I'm being self-expression in my body, what I started to notice is like I wasn't like pre-thinking a phrase I was going to say or like, oh, I have this little script and this will work on them. I was like,
Mm,
here, this is the secret to magic. It was like I noticed in my body, I was listening for myself around what is creativity and magic? And I just was like, I'm going to be spontaneous with it, not whatever.
mhm,
And so I just brought aliveness and expression and creativity and magic like from an unknown place. And I
mhm.
would just, sometimes it would be a laugh, right? And I'd just get them laughing about something, or I would point out something, or I would be silly, or I would like
Yeah.
whatever. But it was just me expressing, me coming alive, me bringing from inside just, I did, the conversation was always a little different, right?
Mhm,
But it
mhm.
came and it was nurtured inside of me out into the world. And then they got it, and then I go, am I bringing creativity? Especially when I was working with a coach one-on-one, I was like, so is that creativity and magic? He's like, oh yeah, and just smiling,
And just smiling.
like smiling.
Okay, so we need to say something that may be obvious or maybe is not obvious. If you're walking around in the world with your head stuck in your phone,
Mm,
you're not going to receive magic.
mm,
You're
mm,
sure the hell not going to deliver any magic to
mm,
the world. Okay.
yeah,
That is magic sucking, draining. But also, the best way I think to also become a deliverer of it is to be able to receive it. So, like when
mm,
you're expressing and sharing these experiences, I'm thinking of the other person on the other side of you,
yeah,
the receiver,
yeah,
and then they're giving it right back to you.
yeah.
Like it
Oh,
becomes
oh
the
yeah, they start
reciprocal
to
thing.
laugh and they smile and like, and they, yeah, right.
So if
Yeah.
this feels weird or uncomfortable, it's because you haven't been receiving it,
Mm.
because you have been zombie mode,
Hmm.
like blocking it almost.
Well, I think the pandemic created so much reason, like it was put upon us a little bit, the separateness and aloneness and stuff like that. And some people just haven't come back out and gone like, oh yeah, there's a world out there. Oh yeah, they want to engage. Oh yeah, it's up to me to engage with them. People
Mhm.
do a really good job. I think you're bringing up a great point of the excuse that a phone in your hand, I don't have time for you. You're not important enough. This is more important than you, especially in those intimate relationships. Put that damn thing down. Like your
Oh
life is
yeah,
is that person that's across the table from you, across the seat from you, whatever, like sitting next
yeah,
to you.
yeah,
It's if it's important and you want aliveness, you want creativity and magic, you want not settling in your relationship,
yeah.
take the first, take the step and put that excuse down.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna have zero tolerance on this thing. Any parent or partner
Yeah.
who is either at home or during dinner or whatever, I don't really care when it is, having a moment with their loved
Mhm.
one, whoever that is,
Mhm.
with their phone, and then saying, I don't have a good relationship with my child, partner, mother, da da da, whatever. Excuse me.
I
Come on.
wonder,
What are you
where's that?
creating? Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you do see that frequently. Oh, that's a pet peeve.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people can choose that,
It's just sad.
that's one,
So
that's a lazy excuse to check out of your life, to check out of aliveness. And we wonder why we have disorders and diseases and aloneness and depression and all these things that
exactly.
don't
Mhm.
feel good. So phone down and don't even have it on the table, whatever, like
Oh
when
my
you're
gosh, when you
creating.
see people in restaurants having a meal and their phone, they have their phone. You're
Not,
paying for this expensive meal in a restaurant for an
mm,
experience. Last time I
mm,
checked, I mean, it's
not
not cheap.
getting, not
Go
getting
eat a
it.
freaking hot dog at home if you're going to be doing that. And they're like, do to do, do to do. And the other person's just sitting over there doing the same thing. And you're like, huh?
You could have
Do
done
you
this
not
at
like
home.
each
Yeah.
other? Because if you don't like each other, you really shouldn't be having
Mm.
dinner together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Anyway, I got ranting because it just,
that's good.
anyway, let's move on.
Da, 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 da. All right.
Pixie dust.
So I think one of the pixie dust. All right, let's bring it. Bring it. Talk
So
about
the
how you.
visual I got on the pixie dust thing was, for me, immediately, I envisioned a rock climber with their belt
Oh
on and
yeah.
their little chalk bag. And
Yep.
basically they chalk up and then they climb the wall. Yeah, before they do this really incredible, difficult thing, they chalk up and the
Yeah.
dust flies everywhere. It's so freaking beautiful. And same for us at the gym and CrossFit.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
dust up and chalk up our hands before we do insanely hard things. And the dust just goes flying. And there's something really magical about that. It's like
Mm.
we're creating some magic before the moment,
Hmm. Like a
right? We
little
know
ritual.
something is about to go down. Exactly. So now
Mm.
I want to get a little belt and hang it off here with some pixie dust and just walk around.
Mm.
Or I'll just do this.
Okay, we're getting those. Like we're totally getting. You know what? That might be our first branded thing. Like, okay, we got the cards, we got some stickers. Let's get some branded like Pixie Pocket Dust, right?
Yeah. And we can
Everybody,
walk into any situation.
yeah.
I mean, I really envision like some hardcore situations where hard conversations are happening. There's
Mm.
boardrooms, there's business, there's personal, there's all these things. I mean, one of my business clients right now is going through this really difficult time. And so facilitating meetings and working through stuff, I would love to just roll on into that room and be like,
Mm.
yeah, and everybody would be disarmed.
You know how I do that at my festivals is with not balloons, bubbles. You
Oh,
know,
yeah. Yeah.
bubbles are great because like they come and they go, right? It's not like, oh, there's all this. What did you leave on my desk? It's like, and then it's gone, right? Blows in the wind. But yeah, I mean, bubbles, everybody, all the littlest child to, adults that have their, joy and beauty cap on can see bubbles and they get happy, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah, and try it on, and especially with if you're in your own damn house, you can do whatever the hell you want, whatever joy and
Oh,
create
yeah.
all that,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that looks like for you. Play with
Mhm,
it. Like, and again, it could be just a smile. Like,
mhm.
I see you. I'm up to what you're up to. I'm interested in you. Like, not just what you had for lunch, but how are
Mhm.
you?
Yeah.
Right?
And
And
every human deserves this, by the way.
hmm,
I
especially
deserve to
us.
receive this, and
Hmm.
I deserve to give this.
In the presence of. I deserve to be in the
Yeah,
presence of. Yeah. And we
100%.
get to create it, right? So,
Mhm,
let's create new agreements. And I would say one of the things I like about this work with the landmark people is they have a lot of language that they use to remind you, like, what are you doing in the world? Who are you being in the world, right? And it's a lot of it revolves around what are you committed to?
mhm,
What are you committed to? And we silently and not so silently speak our commitments in the world through our actions and our words, right?
mhm,
So,
mhm.
like, I have a commitment now with my mom so that she feels love and I feel love, like we have love flowing between us, right? And how I do that looks different every day, but I have that underlying commitment,
Sometimes
right?
it's going to Verizon 3 times.
Yeah, sometimes it's working on the phone yesterday. Okay. An hour with customer service. And this just turns into three different Verizon stores to get mom's phone worked out. And then sometimes it's just talking to her and listening, like, how are you? Is there anything you need? Right? Or whatever, sometimes it's, love, the five love languages. There's lots of ways to show love. And this, it could be as simple. Most of it is people want to be heard and seen,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And so, what is your commitment in the world with the people that you care the closest and the most about, right? Or if you're committed to family love, or if you're committed to intimacy or care or compassion or whatever, you get to create the commitment. Like it can sound like whatever your language is. We're having fun with creativity and magic because that's just, why not? That sounds fun, right? You can create aliveness in your body, right? That's one that I'm playing with right now. And so I would ask you, like, is who I'm being with the people I care most about the best possible me?
Mm.
Is it? And what are you committed to with those people in those relationships? And would now be a good time to do something about it?
And be committed without expectations of their
Oh,
response.
yeah. Thank you for adding that.
Yeah, because I can hear a lot of people's little crazy brains doing some things right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll do that when she does that, and when they do that, I'll do that, and
Mm-hmm.
no,
Yeah.
this is no strings attached.
Yeah.
This is you being your best human in the world,
Yeah.
being the person you feel strongly, deeply connected to, the self,
Mm-hmm.
and what you want
Mm-hmm.
to bring to the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's that, that game of averages, like over the time, so I remember learning about in the relationships how some people in love, they see it as like transactional bank accounts. Like, well, what have you done for me lately? Check more over here. Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, no, you owe me because I've been doing all this stuff for you now. Like these unwritten transactional registers, like who's ahead, who's behind, right? Not a good game to be playing. Not a good game to be playing, right?
With anybody, with any human.
Be on the court with somebody who's up to playing, your games. And if they're not, okay, go play with other people, right? Like you don't have to, not all the people in your life are going to be up to what you're up to, but it's for you to choose and be up to the things that bring you aliveness, right? And sometimes we may choose like that person's not worth trying to, bring alive. Like, okay, well, don't, and again, don't expect anything, but it's also super fun. Like, I love how you just, it's just being with you, like you go into the world, whether it's the barista, we talk to the baristas or just somebody in the store, or I don't know, like it seems like anytime we're around people or at the races that we go to, and you're just like, hi, hey, what's going on? It's just aliveness walking. I can't wait to meet a new person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they deserve to be seen. And
Yes.
I have a curiosity,
Mhm.
and not everybody responds well to this, by the way, but it doesn't bother me at all. I don't take offense.
Yes.
Some are like, get the crazy lady away from me. I'm like, okay, cool. There's definitely people like at the CrossFit gym who have moved themselves way down in the gym. Like they're off in the corner because Samantha's going to be right in the middle and she is too loud. And she might be looking at me and wanting me to high five her. I'm going over here where she can't reach me. And I'm like, okay, I'll come find you later.
Mm.
It's cool.
Expressing, creating creativity and magic. So, yeah, anything else we want to say? What have we not covered
I'm
or not
committed
shown?
to being the one who brings the pixie dust.
Oh, love it.
I'm
You
committed.
are. You are doing that. You
Mhm.
are doing
Till the
that.
day I die. I'm gonna be this old lady, and people are gonna be like, "Who is the crazy old lady?" Fine by me.
Because what I get that some people may not know, it's kind of like, if you haven't gone to the gym and you see the uphill climb that working out or taking on a race or whatever, like if you see that and you're like, God, that result seems so far away for all that amount of work, right? And so you and I have had the benefit, like you especially, have been doing this. This is who you are alive in the world. Like you enjoy this. You know that, yeah, law of averages. Okay, there's some people that are like, don't take to it or whatever, but
Sure.
on the
Yeah.
average, and the result you get, as you said, is when I'm not having a high day, I have such high people around me that my average still
100%.
stays high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
100%.
no downers. No downers. No ducks. We're
Where
good.
should we leave these people today? What's the
Well,
one thing?
I think the one thing is that question, and I'll ask it again because you guys take this away as homework. This is not just like, oh, listen in and yeah, click off and okay, next. Like, do something with this. Like you tuned into this for a reason. There's something you're supposed to get out of this. If you got out one thing, great. But some homework for you is ask yourself, is who I'm being with the people I care most about the best possible me? And what would I feel more alive being? And you get to choose. Creativity and magic is there to try on. What would yours be? Yeah,
Mm.
think so.
My assignment is get some damn pixie dust. Start chalking up your hands and shooting it around.
I literally have these bags. You can get them on Amazon. There are these
Oh,
bags.
this is happening. I'm going to
Yeah.
get one at REI tomorrow. Watch me.
Well, so there's these bags that you get. You know how I think like kids applesauce comes in, you know, you can get these containers that have a little twist off thing and it's like this little gooey pouch and like applesauce comes out. Well, they have body glitter that comes in those
Only
little.
you would know about this, but
Oh, I have
yes.
it in like multiple colors. I have silver and pink. Yeah, body glitter. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't have to look that well, you know, it can if you're
Okay.
playing an awesome,
Your
you know, if you're
call.
up to everyday awesome, right? So
Totally.
find your thing. All right, my dear. What do we want to share with them as our closing?
Oh, man. People, if you don't know by now how your life looks, it's not as important as how it feels.
Yeah, every day is your opportunity to find your awesome.